have an interesting story as it pertains to your career.
Mm-hmm.
So in Detroit, you
Yeah.
managed to get your break by finding Kanye
Yeah.
and freestyling for him and convincing him to sign you. And you were so dope that day that he decided to, invest in your art, invest in your ambition, invest in your vision and your beliefs.
It gave me opportunity, yeah.
How in the fuck did you do that? Because I'm asking questions that I feel like people who are not in our position, but who are in a position similar to the one that we made it out of.
Mm-hmm.
And they need
Man,
to know the cheat
well,
code.
it was a lot going into it because at that time I was in high school and I was like already selling all my CDs in high school. I was battle rapping
Tell me you
everywhere.
cut school to go find Kanye. Tell me that.
No, I didn't. I would have, but I didn't. So I ain't have to because when I rapped for Ye, it was in the summertime. So
Got you.
at that time I was a telemarketer, cashing my check for like $120. But I have been doing this show every Friday night. They had a show. Now this is something I think they need to do in Atlanta. They need to do this in like all cities. They have a show called the Friday Night Cypher where it would be they would invite local talent and they would battle rap each other to condense it down to like 8 to 10 people. And those 8 to 10 people would get to rap on songs that was on the radio, like over the beats. You know what I'm saying? It was called the Friday Night Cypher. So it was something I look forward to every week. And it helped me sharpen my skills of, being an MC. It helped. I was writing new verses every week for the radio. I had to think on the spot when you battle rapping somebody, you know what I'm saying? So I did that for like a year and a half. Like I just did that as soon as I turned 16. And Ye had just dropped Late Registration. And by the way, I have a song on my album called The Friday Night Cypher. That's what it's inspired by, with all the MCs from Detroit. That is from me doing that radio show called The Friday Night Cypher. So Ye was in the D promoting Late Registration. And I got a good relationship with that radio station. So I was just there the night before. He came on a Saturday. I was just there the night before doing the show. So I lied and said I left my cell phone in the office last night. They let me in the back. They knew who I was. And one of the DJs was like, yo, Kanye right down the hall. So look, bro, I already had my CDs I've been selling around high school. I had a press kit back then, like my whole bio. I was like ready for my shot. You feel me? Ran into Ye. Asked to rap for him. He said he didn't really have time like that, but then he was like, all right, man.
As most of us do.
Right.
You shouldn't take that.
Right.
I want to let new artists and up and coming artists and, future artists know, just because you run into somebody and they say, man, they ain't got time to hear you freestyle, don't hold that against them or take that as a defeat for yourself. That shit is about, you never know what the next motherfucker going through.
Yeah, nigga, he could have been running 2 hours late. Like, I get it.
Right.
But then he was like, but I told him, I was walking with him and explaining to him the song Last Call on his first album, what the impact it had on me. And then he was like, all right.
That was very interesting. That was well played. Very interesting move, appealing to the ego of the egotistical artist. That was very good.
Yeah. So
that one out in the clutch.
And it was true though. It was true, but yeah. So I was so then as we walking out, we get to the exit of the station and he hearing me out. He stopped walking and he hearing me. I'm rapping. Bro, I have been rapping, writing a new verse every single week for over a year. So I got so many raps that I'm just like,
yeah. You just running them up one after the other, sound like one long ass verse.
Yeah, and doing that radio show taught me how to rap under pressure because I would be so nervous every week on that radio. Right. So even though I was running into one of my favorite rappers, you know what I'm saying? It was like I was ready to go still, so I guess it cut through to him, gave him the CD, gave him the press kit. And that was the initial meeting. Don C was there. So, Don C, yo, what up? Oh, okay, yeah, it's Don, Don C, that's my dog. Right? I could do a real good Don C impression, but we can say that for later.
Hey, look, he fat, man. He fat. And
that's my brother.
Yeah, absolutely. But look, I have a lot of respect for him. Quiet as kept. He really kind of blazed the trail for the collaborations You know what I'm saying? Like the shit that Supreme is doing, shit that
Oh
motherfucker
yeah.
Kanye is doing, the shit that Virgil is doing. Like
You talking about Don C?
hell yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, oh,
say
for sure.
Don C, right?
Yeah, Don C. And
Yeah,
Don
yeah.
C, the reason that really I got my deal too with Ye, I feel like Don was the one who really kept in
Okay,
contact.
you had someone championing your project and kind of keeping it in Ye's ear even after you had your initial interaction.
Yeah.
Okay, bet.
Yeah. And Don has helped me later on in my career too. Like, you know, so but basically that was the first interaction, you know, with Ye. And honestly, it took 2 years after that to get the deal done.
Oh,
So for those 2 years, when I graduated high school, everybody went to college. I had a full ride to Michigan State. You know what I'm saying? And
well, academic scholarship?
yeah, I
You had a
graduated high
full
school.
ride academic scholarship to Michigan State and said, fuck that. I'm going to good music.
Yeah, I did.
Excellent,
And
excellent decision. Well played, sir.
well, here was the thing. My mom, I come from a family of scholars. My mom is an English teacher. My grandma was teach. Everyone got their
That explains a
masters.
lot.
All
That explains a
yeah.
lot.
So, but my mom also had a dream, and my mom know what it was like to have a dream. And she said, you know, as important as education is, I know how important it is to look back on your life and be happy that you followed your dream. So she was like, you can always go back to school. You're smart enough to always be able to do that. You know, you should try and pursue this if this is what you really want to do, you know. So my whole family was against it, mainly like except my mom. But even though they were against it, they still supported me though. You know, my grandma was in World War II. She was
Mm.
one of the first female black captains in World War II. She was one of the first female, you know, like she was a teacher, a counselor. So education to her, she came from West Virginia. That was a way to a better life for her, you know. So she saved up her whole life for me to go to school. I had all these bonds that I ended up spending on studio time, you know, and it broke her heart, I feel like. But
His grandma was still
she
alive?
still, nah, she passed in 2015. But before she
She saw
died,
you.
yeah, she saw me and I bought a house for them all. You know, I moved everyone out into, you know, a nicer place. And, you know, she saw that happen. So it was cool to see that come full circle. You know what I mean?
Man, I mean, I don't think youngsters understand how valuable moments like that are. You dig what I'm saying? I feel like we chase a lot of I call them flash in the pan moments. You know what I'm saying? Moments that are
Mm-hmm.
important for a millisecond, and then after you pass that moment, because time is fleeting. You dig what I'm saying? Motherfucking we
Yeah.
constantly evolving, and time. What's important right this second? If it ain't important in 5 minutes, 5 days, 5 years, you know what I mean? Then the shit really didn't deserve the amount of energy that you put into it. So
Yeah.
a lot of time we put a lot of energy and a lot of time in the shit that ain't as important as we
As we
think.
make it out to be.
Exactly. So that is important for I think young people to hear that you actually were able to show your ambitions be fulfilled and come into fruition uh, to your grandma in front of your grandma who may have had some apprehensions or some concerns
Absolutely.
about your decision. And
Yeah.
she got to see
Especially the
you
time.
succeed.
Yeah.
That's important.
And especially the time between, like I said, it took a couple years after I graduated high school. So you can imagine the times where things were at a standstill. And she was like, you should have went to school. Like you could have got a whole year done. You could have been halfway done by now. Like, you know, and that was tough to endure, you know, and see everybody I knew from high school, they was all, you know,
Having
hitting
jobs
me up like,
and
man,
shit.
what's up with the record deal? What's up with this? Like, well, you know, and I remember when everybody graduated, that was finally when I got to be on the cover of the Double XL Freshman 10. And that was like at least some validation that I could like be proud of to show people. And that was when I started really making a name for myself, you know. So it was quite a journey and quite a test of the ego and faith and, you know, having an unbreakable faith and believing, you know.